We just arrived at one of the parties here in Cannes, a company called Captify. It's interesting to me because it's run by two really young guys who've made it really big. They're based out of London. Really cool guys. We're going to meet one of them later. Let's go take a look. Having fun. Yeah. We're a little bit late, so everybody's a bit drunk, but it's a good time. Good place to network. And this is what it looks like when you make it with, to doing business with the big companies, with the big boys. It's just a lot of fun working with really smart people, and we like to have fun as well. Talking with Adam, one of the co-founders of Captify, one of the hosts of this whole party. It's an interesting thing because he was willing to talk to us, but then he found out that he has to, or he found out, he had to ask his marketing department if he was allowed to talk with us, because they're not a self-funded company like us. They have investors, they have to be careful of their image, and they weren't allowed to talk to us, and I understand why. But it's just an interesting point because that's one of the beautiful things of being self-funded, is that you can do whatever the hell you want. And that's something I will never lose. And that's something I tell everybody who starts their own business, is go for as long as you can without any investors' money, without selling any shares of your company. Because it's the most rewarding thing, is owning it all and deciding doing what you want to do and not what someone else tells you to do. And that's the reason you start in the first place, so never lose that. And although they're still, they still have a great company, they've lost some of their freedoms. The party's amazing. The guys are really amazing. Adam, I actually met, tying into the previous episode, I met him at a conference by accident. It was in Germany. We're buying sausages for lunch and having beers, and I met him. I just talked to him, and I ended up being one of his clients. And I didn't even have a company back then, and this was 6 or 7 years ago, and now things come around and we're going to be partnering up Volume and Captify. So it's just really interesting how, just these random networking coincidences sometimes blossom over the years into a very fruitful relationship. So that's another reason just to go to conferences and put yourself out there, because you never know what's going to happen. And hopefully, this is one of the best ad tech parties, advertising technology, ad tech. One of the best ad tech parties I've ever been to, and hopefully next year we can host something similar. Volume. Maybe more girls. Oh, I love this song. Push you in. That's it. One of the things that I get asked a lot since I launched the vlog is that some people tell me that the vlog's all entertaining, funny or whatever, nice to watch, but where is the real knowledge that we can use to create our own business? Let me tell you, there's no recipe for that. There is no golden key that I have unlocked that I can now replicate and share with all of you. All I can tell you is about, how to overcome what is known as the struggle. It's difficult. It's f***ing difficult. You have to make the craziest sacrifices, things you never even thought. When you're in school, you think that's the hardest point of your life, but when you start your own business, you realize that was the easiest point in your life. One of the more specific questions I get is, Rob, where do I get the money to start my own business? I don't know. You have to, at that point, if you're asking me that, ask yourself, do you really want it bad enough to sell your car, to sell your home, to risk everything you have to start your business? Ask yourself, are you a smoker? Do you drink? Do you party? Count all that money that you spend in a year and put it aside. there's so many things you can do. You can get a job at a corporation, save that money for a year, and then invest it in your business. You can get a second job. There's 18 hours in a day. You can be working, but you choose not to because you don't want it bad enough. So ask yourself, how badly do you want it? But Rob, you had a wealthy family. Are you looking for an excuse not to do, not to do? I was working for 18 hours a day for almost 2 years. It cost me my health. People don't really, I don't need to talk about it, but that's what I had to do to get where I am today. Just ask yourself, how bad do you want it? And then follow up with the questions of, what do I have to do to save up enough capital to launch the first business that I think is something that I'm relatively passionate about. And that's the question. It gets me a little bit upset because some people seem to hold me against the wall and be like shaking me, waiting for that key to fall out, that recipe for success. There is no recipe for success. It's all within you. And at the same time, that's the most beautiful thing because it is all within you. Nobody else, nothing else dictates whether you or not you do it except yourself. So there you go. That's what it is. We're at the AppNexus soiree, another networking event, but it's so loud here, I think we need to go to the beach. Let's go. You want to go down there? There. So, okay, I think you can hear me better here. So we're at the AppNexus soiree. AppNexus is one of the biggest advertising companies in the world, actually. They serve 16 billion ads every single day. They've just filed for an IPO, and their approximate valuation is around $2 billion. They're based out of New York. We're going to be actually integrating with them with Volume. So it's very exciting. I met the managing director for Europe just earlier. So this is what this whole Cannes Lions Festival is about: is meeting the executives and making the bigger deals. Just over here we have I think it's closed now, but we have Pinterest. So every big company has like a beach party. We walked by Spotify, Twitter, YouTube Beach. Yeah, over here we have Pinterest. I don't really know what Pinterest is. Apparently they're valued at 12 billion. All these companies, I think if you added it all up, it's just like hundreds of billions of dollars of market cap just along this whole beach. I mean, there's tens of millions of dollars are spent on these parties and these events, and it's just amazing to be here. I mean, look at this, yachts out there. Just so inspirational to be surrounded, a small Polish company that's in the midst of these, American and multinational giants. It's so exciting. You're like the underdog that's trying to make its way to the top, and that's what drives me. It's a sense of insurgency, and that's why I love being here. And one deal, one meeting can cover, tenfold, hundredfold all these expenses. This is why people do it. This is why these companies are big in the first place. It's because they understood the same thing that we did, is that showing yourself, internationally is the only way to make it big. Meeting people face to face, these, sometimes seemingly random interactions turn into most profitable sort of events in your business's history. So that's why we're here, and we're going back right now. Jello wants to show us his magic trick. He's been learning this for how many years now?
About 17 at least.
17 years.
Doesn't always wake up.
Hold on. We're leaving the AppNexus party and we're going to a yacht party where there's going to be T-Pain. T-Pain, I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Let's go. Boat, right?
Yes. That's what he does for a living right now.
Yeah, he's
tells people they're on a boat. He's on a boat.
yeah, he tells everybody that he's on a boat. Everybody's on a boat. It's gonna be like T-ception. Everybody on a boat. Everybody on a boat. Oh, Filmception.
Proper inception.
One day, this is one of the few media outlets that I really respect, and I hope one day they're gonna write about us. A small company out of Poland that made it to the top. Well, let's go now. We're in the port now. We're gonna try to hit the T-Pain party. We're actually looking for Gary V's boat. He's somewhere here, Vaynerchuk Media. I sent him an email seeing if we can meet. It's unlikely, but worth a try. I think it's somewhere over here. Here's Gary's boat. Vayner Media. He's a very special guy to me because at a very low point in my life, I watched one of his videos. It popped up on my feed, and he gave a few words of advice to someone. He said, "You're going to die," and somehow that really hit home with me. And it's just such a simple way of motivating yourself. Is reminding yourself that your days are numbered. I every day remind myself that I have around 15,000 days of life left. And it just gets my ass out of bed and gets me going every single day, regardless of what my mood is. So I owe that to Gary, so I love it. Last year we actually considered getting one of these boats, but I think it's too early, you know, it's a hit or miss. If you get a boat and nobody wants to come to your party, there's so many parties, you end up with an empty yacht and it's bad for your image, so it's a delicate thing. And so probably instead of a boat, we'll probably get like a villa next year. We're here.
What do you want now?
So yeah, you know, I think next year we're gonna be in the position where everybody's gonna be wanting to come to us. I guess you change from beggar to chooser. That's the aim. You're the beggar, you're here, you're like the small, you know, the underdog, the small fish, you're trying to mingle with the big fish. And then with time, all of a sudden, you're the big fish. You're choosing who to meet with, and that's an exciting part of your career because, you know, it's not about like being above anyone. It's just like, it's a good position to be in business. It's choosing who you want to meet with, who comes to your parties, who's your client, and all that shit. So let's get back in line. Yeah, it is him. It's a helicopter. Holy shit. What the hell? This is insane.
What's happening?
I think it's a skydiver. He's gonna launch the opening of the party.
What? All right, everybody. Time to look up.
Hey, welcome to the party.
Merci.
Woo! Very nice. Shit, that was incredible, man. We're here on the boat now. So exciting to be here, you know? I feel like I'm representing Poland and just, you know, someone trying to break through the mold of defining what's possible because I don't see any obstacles. For me, they're just challenges. Like, we're here like meeting with the executives, the owners of these big companies, and it's ironic being on a boat where T-Pain's gonna be here in a second singing, "I'm on a boat, bitch, I'm on a boat, bitch." Anyway, that'll be exciting. gonna try to film that. And it's just a blessing to be here. It feels like a dream, and I feel like I'm just so lucky to have found myself in this position, to be redefining what's possible for so many young people out there, because it is possible. Just put yourself out there, and I never thought I'd get here, but here I am now, and I'm filming myself on this big ass boat. T-Pain is somewhere below me. He's gonna be singing on the deck below. A skydiver just came out of the sky. I think he just got arrested. They didn't get permission here, so he just got arrested. It's crazy. Yeah. So I'm here alone because our cameraman didn't get on the boat. So I'm gonna try to. We'll see how good I'm, videography. Maybe maybe I'm terrible, but I'm gonna try. You know, for anyone from Poland out there watching, like we're such a talented nation. We have so much potential that's unused. And remember what I said in the last episode in Berlin? Don't listen to the media. Their goal is so basic. It's to sell magazines and newspapers. You know, I'm out here proudly. I love saying that I'm from Poland. They're like, where's your company based from? Poland. People are shocked because it's just unheard of. There's so much potential for so many more businesses to be out of Poland, being at the show, being at the other shows that I go to. I don't want to see that change. I want you guys to start thinking big, going to the conferences, like I said. You know, Cannes Lions is a bit different. Like for me, it's a shock because it's just a giant party for like a week. So much money here that it makes me feel so small, but I like it. I like feeling like the underdog. So I'm just happy to be here. I mean, it's so beautiful here. And it just takes your brain to a whole nother level, thinking of what's really possible, what is attainable. Like, you know, maybe I will be the next Polish unicorn, and I will be proudly representing Poland because that's where my heart is, and that's where it always will be. So, anyway, stay tuned. I'm gonna try to catch T-Pain in a bit. All right, T-Pain is here. It's time.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy T-Pain, man. Hey! Hey! Let's do this together. Hey! Snap your fingers. Please stand. Sing it. You can do it all by yourself. Baby girl, what's your name? Let me talk to you. Let me buy you a drink. I'm T-Pain. You know me. Got big music to go me. I know the club goes at 3. What's the chances that you